Alright, hello everyone. Happy Saturday, welcome. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully the answer is groovy. Because groovy means good. I'm Darkside Phil. It is August 27th. We're at the end of August, ladies and gents. That is right. The gaming season has begun. Although, for a lot of people, I guess it started with a whimper more than a bang. Deus Ex, quite honestly, not seeing that much attention or hype from what I've seen. Kind of the polar opposite. I remember 5 years ago when I played Human Revolution. It was the first time there had been a new Deus Ex game in quite a long time. And I think a lot of people were looking at the game to see if it could be a proper franchise reboot. In a lot of ways, I think it was pretty successful. But this game, Mankind Divided, even though it's more the same, I like it a lot. I don't think it's having as much of the hype behind it, right? I haven't really heard anyone talking about Deus Ex this week, which is kind of weird. I still hear people talking about No Man's Sky. I hear people talking about all this stuff from the summer. And it's funny because last night I actually released my first impressions video on this game because I've played 3 sessions of it. I played it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 straight days, about 3 to 3.5 hours each day. So I did a first impressions video over on KO Gaming last night. A few people left comments. I didn't even know this game was out. This game released. I haven't heard anything about it in a million years, and now it's out. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I have to agree. Like, I haven't seen any outside of YouTube videos already about Deus Ex. I haven't even seen any advertisement about Deus Ex. It's kind of odd. I don't know if Square Enix just decided to put all of their eggs in one basket with Final Fantasy 15, which of course now is delayed 2 months, so people are all up in controversial arms about that. And I don't know. I've heard almost nothing about this game, from you get a vibe. You get a vibe. You see people tweeting about a game. You see people talking about a game on social media. You get a feeling that everyone's playing this game. I'm not getting that with Deus Ex. I don't know if it's just a bad timing of the release. Like, for example, last year, let me give you an example. Last year, this very week of last August 2015, the major release for the week was Until Dawn. Now, that game was basically a horror movie simulator, right? It had a cool horror movie plot where your choices determine if people live or die. It was a unique style of game. But a lot of people basically said they weren't going to buy it. They were just going to watch someone play it. And my playthrough ended up being really successful. But I don't know if the game really sold that well. I never really heard about big sales numbers or anything after that. So now this year, right, the big release for this week is Deus Ex. And it's kind of like the same thing. Where it's like people are just saying, well, not really, no one's really talking about this game, not really going to buy it. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just in a pocket of the internet. And I don't have my finger on the pulse of what's going on right now. But I really haven't heard too much about Deus Ex. Which is sad because I really like the game. I said as much in my first impressions video on KO Gaming that I think the game is good. There's ridiculous amount of content in it. And it makes sense for you to take your time and explore and find all the upgrades and find all the things in the game. Do all the side content because it pays off. You get upgrades, you get weapons, you get enough money to buy the equipment that you need to make yourself be this one-man army, basically, to be able to get through the game easily. That's kind of the point of the game. And if you just rush through it and you skip all of that stuff, you're missing out on a giant chunk of what the game devs were intending you to experience as part of the gameplay experience. But I understand that seeing me wander around air ducts, hack doors, and otherwise loot things for hours on end may not be the most entertaining playthrough ever. I get that. Okay? So, FYI, just so everyone knows, I want to let you know how this is going to go down so there's no misconceptions about Deus Ex, alright? I like the game. I'm going to continue to play the game, alright? But being that the game is not drawing in much of an audience, whether it's here on stream or even in the videos on YouTube. I'm not exaggerating. You can take a look for yourself, alright? What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on it this weekend. Today and tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be my main gameplay stream, alright? But then it's going to kind of go on the back burner, and it's going to become the thing that I pretty much do kind of as the secondary gameplay stream and or secondary session. More than likely, it won't be live streamed too much more after this weekend if it is live streamed even again. Okay, because I'm not gonna spend 3.5 hours to live stream it when there's other stuff people would rather see. And especially this week, if you're not aware, there's a new release, Attack on Titan, which is a very different kind of game, a game based on a very popular manga and anime. And I've seen both seasons, they're not really seasons, both parts of Attack on Titan. I've watched them both, so I like the show, and I'm excited to play the game. And I know that's going to be kind of the big thing coming up this week. So that's going to be my main focus this week, is Attack on Titan on my gameplay stream, and then Deus Ex as kind of the secondary thing. Okay? Now, in addition to that, we've got other stuff coming up. Supposedly, there's supposed to be a big patch for King of Fighters 14 that's going to make it a much more viable game to play online. After yesterday's online session of King of Fighters 14 and how laggy and bad it was, I am 100% telling you I'm not playing that game online again unless it gets patched and improved. There's just no point. The online play is terrible. It's so laggy. It doesn't mean anything. You can't really learn anything, and you can't really have viable matches because it's so bad. Alright? So, I am going to want to play that again in another session once the patch is released, and we don't know when it's going to be released. It could be released this week or not. According to SNK, they're trying to push this patch through so that the game is playable online and more people will actually buy it. I guess we'll see how that goes, okay? So, I'm definitely want to do that whenever it releases sometime this week, alright? And we'll see what else happens, but basically that's the focus of this coming week. Is going to be Attack on Titan and continuing Deus Ex kind of balanced throughout the week. And then the possibility of a King of Fighters 14 stream, alright? But Deus Ex will continue. I definitely want to, keep playing it. I like the game, but it's just not going to be my main focus. So FYI, that's the deal. Now, some people have said, or asked me actually, am I going to play the DLC? Because the game came with a DLC called Desperate Measures. And I do have it, but I haven't even looked at it or anything yet. From what I'm going to understand, the DLC takes place around the middle of the story, and if I were to play it now, it would kind of spoil things in the story. So I'm not going to do that. And what I'll basically do is see what happens with the game, and after I beat it, if I want to play it, I will. I've heard it's about an hour long. If I don't feel like playing it, I won't. I'll leave the decision kind of open with the future and see how things go with the gameplay of the game and when I finally finish it. Alright, we'll see. And also, keep in mind, after all the stuff I just mentioned, I haven't even mentioned that this week coming up is the final story-based DLC for Fallout 4 called Nuka World. Now, I made the executive decision last night. I thought about this, and I said, you know what? I don't want to be playing Deus Ex and Fallout 4 at the same time. Why? Because they're pretty much the same kind of game. Open world exploration, first person, role-playing game elements, a lot of looting. It's kind of the same deal. And I don't think it would make much sense for me to be playing both games at once. So the way that I'm thinking is that as soon as I finish with Deus Ex, I will start playing Nuka World. Okay? So what you're going to see this coming week is a focus on Attack on Titan and Deus Ex with maybe some King of Fighters thrown in. And what you'll probably see the week after that is the continuation of Deus Ex along with the final DLC for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I don't know if you're aware of this. The final DLC pack and the final zombie map for that game comes out. What date is that? September 6th? Yeah, September 6th. So that's a week from Tuesday. I'll be doing that on launch day. But I'll also be doing, more Deus Ex. And then when Deus Ex finishes, it'll be Nuka World. And then, once all that is done, if we have time, I'll be going back to Scarface. Okay? So that's a lot of stuff to be juggling in the next few weeks, I understand. Now, keep in mind, the middle week of September is going to be incredibly busy. We've got this new game called Recore. We've also got new HD collections, like upgraded, current-gen collections of both BioShock and Dead Rising releasing that week. So I'm going to have to make a decision then, which one do I want to play first and balance with this Recore game, and then the week after that kind of continue to play them. until the end of the month. And the end of the month, I got another decision to make. Do I want to play XCOM 2? Or do I maybe want to try out Forza? Or do I want to play one of the Sonic Fire and Ice games? I think the name of the game is Sonic Fire and Ice or something like that. I don't know. Do I want to play that? I don't know. There's a lot to think about, all right, coming up. So the month is going to be busy, and I have a lot of decisions to make because there's so much to do, it's hard to cover it all, okay? Now, keep in mind, as I do all this in the next few weeks to months, I'll also be reviewing all the new stuff. So there is a review coming up at some point for King of Fighters 14. There's a review for Deus Ex. There'll be a review for Attack on Titan. There'll be a review for Nuka World. There'll be a review for all of this new stuff over on KO Gaming once I complete it, but I need to complete it first, all right? So that is the deal. That is how I am kind of handling stuff in the next few weeks. Now, one quick thing, because this is a big schedule update. Monday, I am off. I am not doing any streaming or new gameplay on Monday, because on Monday, it is my girlfriend Leanna's birthday. And last year, we had this big thing planned, and then we both got sick and had to cancel the entire thing. It sucked. We had this big trip planned and everything, and the whole thing fell through because we were both sick. So this year, we purposely didn't plan anything. We didn't plan a trip. We didn't plan anything, and now we're both fine, and she got the day off of work. And we're kind of like, well, son of a bitch, now that we know that she got the day off of work, now we're kind of like, let's rush and try to plan stuff quickly. So we're going to have the whole day doing stuff. I don't even know what we're doing yet. We're going to have to, like, plan stuff last minute, have a day together here. And by the way, it's pretty much going to be the last day we're going to have together away from work until, next year. Because this is the busy gaming time of year. I will be here every day, live streaming, putting out videos for you, covering the new stuff. And there's just not going to be any time for downtime. That's the bottom line. There's going to be so much gameplay to cover and reviews to do and stuff like that, that I'm just not going to have time to be taking time away anymore. So this is kind of like the final day off for me before we hit the busy gaming season. So Deus Ex today, 3.5 hours on stream. Deus Ex tomorrow, 3.5 hours on stream. The weekend preview tomorrow night. Monday I have off. Tuesday, the premiere of Attack on Titan, balanced with more Deus Ex. Wednesday, Attack on Titan and Deus Ex. And then hopefully by later in the week, there'll be a patch for King of Fighters 14 so that I can cover it one more time and play more online. Hopefully it'll be better, and I'll be able to review it. And then continuing with Attack on Titan and Deus Ex all week. Once Deus Ex completes, I'll be starting up Nuka World. Scarface may resume at some point in there if I finish up and have time. Next week, it's the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Final Zombie DLC, and that will lead us all into the middle week of September, on which there is Recore and those HD collections that I mentioned, all right? There's your rough schedule update for the next several days to weeks, okay? There you have it. Alrighty then. Alright, so what else is going on? Not much. I don't really have too much new news or anything for you to talk about. I'm trying to think, just in case there's any housekeeping stuff. I can't really think of anything. So I think what I will do is, quite simply put, I will just do my short plugs here, and then we'll get started with gameplay, which is what you're all here for, right? You're here to see gameplay, not to hear me gab for an hour, so... Alright, folks. Well, first of all, before I even start with anything, I just want to make you aware. There's 4 days left in August. 4 days. That means there's only 4 days left to pledge to my Patreon. We still have not hit the goal. We were pretty much close to where we started. At the beginning of this month. The beginning of this month, we were about $185 away from hitting the goal. As of today, we're about $165 or something like that. So right now, we're in jeopardy of not, again, 2 months in a row, not hitting my funding goal for Patreon. And just to forewarn everyone, if that doesn't happen, if we don't hit it, then unfortunately I will not be doing a playthrough of Jak 3 or Banjo-Kazooie or Crash 3, whatever would win the potential poll, in September. I want to do it, and by the way, this goal was formulated directly around your feedback. When I asked in July, why didn't we hit the goal, what do people want to see, I was told, well, the problem is, number one, having a goal where it's just a game without any choices, chances are the game that you want to see you won't see, so why would you pledge? And number two, the fact that I wasn't promising a full playthrough, And that, you know, people would say, well, what if we wins and you play a few times and you don't like it or whatever? Or, you know, or you do a marathon but you never get back to it. That's not fair. We want to see a full playthrough. So I formulated this goal directly around what my feedback was for July. I took it from my viewers, from my patrons. I took all this. And, I don't know what to say. 4 days left and we still haven't hit the goal. There's not much else I could do. You know? There's not much else that I could do to make it more attractive for you. People have suggested, should I update the rewards for being a patron? Sure, but what should I do? Because all the feedback that I've gotten is not very valid stuff. It's stuff that I've already written off, told you why I can't do it, you know? A lot of people say, oh, well, if I give to this YouTuber, I get advanced access to their videos. If I give to this YouTuber, then, you know, they're going to make a special series. It's like, yeah, but that's kind of what I'm doing here. A special playthrough. So I've already done that. And I already explained I can't do early access because there's already people who have said we will pledge $5 just to spoil that for everyone. And basically download illegally and share the advanced access videos with other people. Because those are the people who are fucked in the head and they just want to fuck me over. They want my business to fail. So sadly, a lot of the things other people who run Patreon and do, I can't do as rewards because people will fuck me over and go around the system. Alright? So, the bottom line is, I don't know what else to tell you. You know, there's 4 days left. If you really want to see one of these games happen as a playthrough in September, you gotta pledge. It's certainly not impossible. I mean, $160 is not a lot of money. If, you know, a few people, a small handful of people stepped up, we can hit the goal. It's very doable. I don't want you to feel like I'm defeatist or anything here or being negative. I'm not. But you can't just take it for granted and say, oh, it's just going to happen or whatever, or I can't affect it. I've said it a million times, $1 helps. I'm pretty sure there's probably about 100 people out there who want to see these playthroughs happen and could give $1, but they're not doing it. You know? So, there you have it. Please consider pledging if you want to see me continue to do this full time. You want to consider seeing these playthroughs. You want to get cool personal perks. Please pledge to my Patreon in the next 4 days. It's all that's left. 4 days. Okay? Please check out KO Gaming, where I do my edited style videos. Like I said, last night I actually released a first impressions video about Mankind Divided. Hope you enjoy that. My review of No Man's Sky has been pretty good, over 65,000 views and growing, which is crazy. I still can't believe people go crazy for my reviews like that, because they used to, and then it fell off for many years, and now it's back. So I'm super excited about that. Like I said, on that channel will be all kinds of upcoming reviews for all the new games that I've been playing. Alright? The only other thing I guess I'll just say is, you know, my girlfriend's business at Etsy there, etsy.com/shop/theblackcurrant. Handmade glycerin soaps, wax tart melts, and hint hint, ladies and gents, hint hint, a little birdie told me there may be a flash sale coming up in celebration of Leanna's birthday. Little birdie flew up to my ear and tweeted in my ear, okay, saying there may be a sale coming up in a day or two. So you may want to pay attention if you've been thinking of buying soap or wax tart melts from Leanna recently. You may want to listen up because there may be a sale coming in a day. Alright? Fair enough? Alright, I guess that's it. Let's get started with Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. Thank you, everyone, and let's begin.